All right, let's give it the old test. 1 2 1 2. All right, let's give it the old test. 1 2 1 2. All right, we're good. Okay, what is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the man, Lincoln Clay. It's been a while. So we're back for a live stream. I'm looking to do a race here on Le Mans Ultimate here that's going to start in about a half an hour. But in the meantime, I wanted to talk about a few things that happened with Le Mans Ultimate and to give you guys a little bit of a quick update on my health. I am, all in all, I am feeling much, much better. I am on medication. I guess I think I mentioned this in my last stream that has been advancements in diabetic medication, and now they use I think Trulicity. I can't remember what the medication is called, but versus taking insulin once a day, I only need to take a shot of this medication once a week, and I think the effects, it took effect pretty soon. I'm not suffering from some of the stuff that I was suffering from a couple of weeks ago. I'm not constantly thirsty. I'm not constantly running to the bathroom anymore. The rapid weight loss has stopped. And the only thing that I'm really dealing with right now is when I get up in the morning, I am so drained. I just don't want to, almost want to call in to work and just stay home. But once I get to work, I mean, that first hour is miserable because I'm still drained. But after about an hour, you know, it seems like I get energy and I'm good to go. So surprisingly today, at a time that I would normally take a nap, I'm laying in bed with the intentions of taking a nap, but I couldn't close my eyes, and I haven't felt that way in quite a while. So if anything, just laying in bed, I just felt more lazy rather than tired. So all in all, I'm feeling much, much better. I'm still waiting on the results of some blood lab work, and hopefully I'll get an answer this week, and then I'll keep you guys informed on what's going on. But for the most part, I do feel much, much better, and it probably could have been avoided if I would have stayed on insulin all these past 3-4 years. But hey, you live and you learn. So I plan on being around for quite a while. So shout out to Eric McGrady, who reached out to me and, just checking up on me, wondering how I'm doing. Really appreciate it, Eric. Thanks a lot. So talking about the latest happenings with Le Mans Ultimate, as you guys probably see here, let's start with Studio 397 posted a profit for the first quarter of 2025, not including the Pimax investment. So let's just skim over this because I tried to read this article before, and it basically, the gist of it is that Motorsports Game posted a profit of $1 million. But the way this article made it sound, after a while, it seemed like it was jumping back and forth. They made this much this quarter, but still operated at a loss. And it just started sounding like fiscal language. So I just got the gist of it, and that was that. And so it's been a long time coming, but Motorsports Games has posted a profit of just over $1 million in a quarter, the first since Q2 2024. The Q1 2025 results reveal net income of E1 point whatever, despite revenue dipping 41.9% year on year, primarily due to the lack of NASCAR back catalog sales. And see, that's that jumping back and forth stuff that I was talking about. Motorsports Games is no longer able to continue selling its prior NASCAR games since December 2024 as part of a licensing agreement with both the sport and the current custodians, iRacing. So I think for those of you that don't know, I think Studio 397 or Motorsports Games bought the NASCAR license. They didn't produce a game or or they did produce a game, it didn't do very well, whatever the case may be. Long story short, the license fell back. It fell into the hands of iRacing, so that's why you see iRacing on NASCAR. But so yeah, it's like, let me see that. Skimming over it. I'm skipping over a bunch of stuff. That means Motorsports Games has $3.1 million in cash and cash equivalents as of 30 April 2025, which has increased from 1.3 million on March 31st. It will now look to invest these funds as it expecting the cash levels to consistently fall. The company expects to have a net cash outflow from operations for the foreseeable future as it continues to develop its product portfolio and invest in developing new video game titles, says Stanley Becky, Motorsports Games chief financial officer. So, yeah, I mean, I guess whenever the next time they give us some kind of financial report, that's that. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is the 2024 DLC that was supposed to come out in May has been pushed back to June 10th. And ironically, that is the Tuesday before the weekend of the real life 24 hours of Le Mans. So part of me wonder if this delay was a calculated move because I don't know. Like, I never seen Motorsports Game give us a concrete date, but I think I had stumbled across an article from Traxxi and GG that said that they had planned to release it May 10th, which would be weird because that would have been yesterday on the exact same day as the 6 hours of Spa. So I think if they were planning to release the 2024 DLC right around the 6 hours of Spa, they would have did it this past Saturday. This past Tuesday, because they always do their updates on Tuesday for whatever reason. So I don't know. In any case, it's been pushed back till July 10th, 2025. And like I said, they also mentioned that also coincides with the 24 hours of Le Mans. So I would expect that the weekend of the 24 hours of Le Mans, expect some sort of special event where they finally implement the driver swap. So you could see like a 4, 6, 12-hour event. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I will be getting in touch with my friend Henez Catone because we are going to do a race together. And it's time for me to start getting in touch with him and going over what class we want to do, what car we want to use, and that sort of thing. So I'll keep you posted on that. And then I think the last thing I want to talk about before we get ready to hop into a race is that Le Mans Ultimate will have an exciting roadmap planned to be announced after June release. So let's skim over this real quick. So, following the next major update in DLC pack, Motorsports Games and Studio 397 are set to unveil plans as they ramp up to a 2025 version 1.0 release, which they are expecting to bring Le Mans Ultimate out of early access sometime this year. So that's what the 1.0 is. With Le Mans Ultimate expected to leave early access and consequently hit version 1.0 later this year, a new roadmap is expected sooner rather than later. On June 10th, a new game update will arrive that will feature multiplayer, driver swaps, team-based gameplay, and custom liveries. At the same time, the final 2024 season DLC pack will arrive, including Qatar's Losail International Circuit and 2 LMG GT3 machines, the Lamborghini Huracan and the Lexus RCF. This will arrive just a day before the real-world 24 Hours of Le Mans event begins its first on-track action 11th through the 15th of June, with the title to once again have a presence at the French event. Following this game update, we have an exciting roadmap design in collaboration with our partners at the Automobile Club de l'Ouest, the ACO, the organizer of the 24 Hours of Le Mans endurance race, planned to be announced at our June release, which we confidently believe will excite the game fan base, said Stephen Hood. Speaking to Traxion recently, Hood emphasized a visit to the opening European Le Mans Series round in Spain, a championship also run by the ACO LMP3 cars, plus circuit Barcelona's Paul Ricard Silverstone are potential content not currently in Le Mans Ultimate, and I'm speaking of the European Le Mans Series. So it looks like they're hinting at bringing us content from the European Le Mans Series. As far as that goes, they just said it right there. The tracks that we would get that we don't have would be Barcelona, Paul Ricard, and Silverstone, which I like all three of those tracks. But out of the three, I'd probably say I like Silverstone more. And I think Silverstone is probably the most challenging out of that because it does have a high-speed curve. The ACO is also in control of the Le Mans Cup and Asian Le Mans Series events, which I'm guessing they are hinting that that is possible content that we would get too. They saying that they're expecting us to be excited about it, so I would like to think that that would be it. They're also new for 2025 cars in the real world FIA World Endurance Series, which Le Mans Ultimate is the official game for. Think the Aston Martin Valkyrie, because as far as 2025 cars goes, the only cars that I think are missing is right there, the aforementioned Aston Martin Valkyrie, the Mercedes AMG LMGT3, and an EVO spec BMW M4 GT3. So this EVO M4, hey, you know, if we get it, we get it. We don't, we don't. So let me see. The business continues to assess new ways of expanding the Le Mans Ultimate audience. It can be expected that the game will be moving from its early access phase into a version 1.0 or full release this year, with more details coming soon, says Mr. Hood, and console announcement soon. That would be huge. It has long been publicly stated that Motorsports Games would like to release Le Mans Ultimate on PlayStation and Xbox consoles. However, to make this possible, a deal must be struck with a third-party publisher who would presumably help front the cost of the porting. This work continues at a pace with discussions underway with multiple potential porting and publishing collaborators, and we hope to have something to announce soon. That would be cool. Let's see. Okay. So this part here says that they're starting to consider projects beyond Le Mans Ultimate now that they seem to got things stabilized, that kind of stuff. So let me go back over here. What in the... Shrink this. Give me a second, folks. Scene. Okay. All right, let's get the headset ready to go and get set to jump into Le Mans Ultimate. And then I will talk more about the console release in a second. You know what? I think I better go back and continue. All right. So bear with me a second, folks. Get that. Let's get crew chief up and running. So the race I'm probably going to end up doing is, oh shit. Display. It's 1080. Okay. I guess we're good.
Radio check. Radio check.
There we go. All right. I think we're finally ready to go. All right, so I did a race earlier this week, and it was a GTE race, which was going to require one pit stop, and I made a absolute bonehead mistake. During quali, I spun out a couple of times and burnt up the tires. So when the race started, I had new tires, and when it was time to come into the pits, I put all 4 used tires back on the car. So the tire that burnt up was put back on the car, and it was already 71%, and the car was unstable, was sliding all over the place, and I was just losing time, and I spun off the track a couple of times, and I just threw in the towel. See here, intermediate. Is anybody registered for this race? Nah, 4 people's not enough. So we'll go ahead and do this. We'll go ahead and do this GT3. It's been forever since I've done a GT3 race. We got to get back in our Ferrari. We've got 11 minutes. So I guess I could do a quick couple of laps. So I guess just putting it quickly, if Le Mans Ultimate makes it to console, I think it'll be the best sim on console. Over on the Xbox side, you have Forza, you have ACC, and F125 when it comes out at the end of the month. Over on the PlayStation side, you have GT7, which I think GT7 has become an absolute joke now. I was already not happy with the ridiculous microtransactions, the dirty driving, the terrible penalty system, and now Polyphony Digital is just giving people absolute crap for new cars. They're giving people SUVs and like ambulance and flatbed trucks. It's crazy now. They haven't really given anybody a race car in God knows how long. So GT7 to me is basically Midnight Club. It just happens to have racetracks and a few race cars. Yeah, just it's an absolute joke now. If not for PSVR 2, I mean, I don't really mess around with GT7 anyway. I don't stream it anymore. Once in a while, I'll put the headset on for about 5 minutes just to say, hey, does it still look like trash? Are the racers still driving dirty? That kind of stuff. And then after about 15 minutes, I end up taking the headset off. That being said, that if GT7 didn't have PSVR 2 support, I wouldn't touch it at all.
Air temp's falling. It's now 16 Celsius.
Jeez, it feels so weird being in this car. Been so used to driving the Corvette, and I'm getting warm, so we gotta get some air flowing here.
Its exit is clear. Disengage limiter. Your brakes are cold. Be careful. Fastest lap for Tito, 2:25.133. Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate. We think that Hamill has spun off. Green flag, sector 3. Alright, Clay, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left. Yellow flag in sector 1.
So much for that. Let me get a shoe on anyway. Ay, ay, ay. Excuse me. Hold on, let me Make sure you guys are seeing this okay. Okay, but still good.
Your exit looks clear. Stay behind the line. Sector 1 is green. Yellow flag in Sector 3. Sector 3 is now clear. That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. New fastest lap for Urban. 24.69. Flag. It looks like Vanna has stacked it. Incident in Sector 1, yellow flag, green flag in Sector 2. It's a new fastest lap for Hamil, G24.62. Sector 1 is green. Line is track limits, please Clay.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Yellow flag. Checkered flags out, E5.
Because if I don't get out of here before the session ends, it'll return me to a black screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at the moment, I'm ranked number 5 headed into this session. So I will more than likely be in the top split. So, do I recognize any of these names? The driver unknown, I've seen that name a few times, but I've also seen numbers added to the back of it. So I don't know if I've raced against him before or not. Walter Father, nice name. So I would say the only name on here. Oh, there's a couple of driver unknowns here. Number 2. And down here. So there's 2 driver unknowns. All right, let's get this.
Andreas said, "Hey Link, how are you, man?"
All in all, I'm doing good. Thank you, appreciate it. I have to say, the day before I went to the doctor, I was not feeling good at all. I was experiencing all kinds of stuff: headaches, chest discomfort, stomach, abdominal discomfort. It was a number of things that I was feeling, but I got there. They prescribed some medication for me. I got there, I went and picked up the medication, and went to bed early, and started feeling better the next morning. But there was still like a little of this, a little of that. But as the week went over, I just started feeling better and better.
Yeah, I'm homesick.
Oh, sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better too. But yeah, all in all, I'm feeling better.
Two minutes to go. 2 minutes. The exit looks clear. We need to get some heat into these brakes. Yellow flag.
Tell me what happened there.
Sector 1 is now green.
Andreas said, "I should try to do one of the special events."
Yellow flag, caution.
I did one of the
Flag,
special
sector 2.
events a while ago. I hope to do one again soon.
Sector 2 is yellow. Green flag in Sector 2. That's the end of the session, V3.
So, it looks like I don't know if I'm expected.
Andreas said, "My wheelbase power supply died and took a week to replace from Moza.
Oh,
Been
crap.
out of the sim that time."
Oh, that stings. Yeah, I'll probably never buy a Moza product because I got some hard feelings towards them. I didn't want to admit that for the longest, but I don't know, about maybe 2-3 years ago, I emailed them requesting a review unit, the R5 unit, the wheel, the base, the pedals, and I got no response from them.
Pit exit looks clear. Okay, Clay. We've got 7 minutes to do the business. We've got cold brakes all round. Be careful.
Andreas said, yeah, less than a month old. My R9 is still going. Glad I didn't sell it.
Less than a month. Ouch.
Right side's clear. Car right, clear right.
Andreas said, if I had to do it all over again, I'd go Sim Magic probably.
5 minutes remaining, 5 minutes left.
The Fanatec is really the only equipment that I've ever owned, but I would like to think that, yeah, Sim Magic is pretty pricey stuff.
Andreas said, the EVO bases are decently priced. Check them out.
I don't know if, you know, like this Podium DD1 that I'm using right now is 20 Newton meters of torque. So in terms of the torque goes, I'll never need a wheelbase again.
New fastest lap for Maverick, 222.76. New fastest lap for Gustav, 220.94. 6th place. Sector 3 is 0.50 off the pace. Going hard out this lap, track limits.
Should have stayed in 5th gear. That was a not so smart move.
Just 2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go. Fastest lap for Moraes, 220.03. Okay, Clay, you've got half your fuel left. Brake temperatures look good.
I lost so much time.
That time was a 2:20.47.
That's the end of the session, E12.
Never mind. They invalidated the lap, so absolute terrible. So this is going to be a 20-minute race. So I'm guessing about 9 laps. Oh shit, there's still a lot of cars out there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's still 6 cars out there that could still knock me further down. I do believe I will finish in the top half. Oh, I just got knocked down. I think once I get into a groove, I will be a little bit faster. And I am counting on a few cars to wreck, go off track, whatever the case may be. So I do believe if I stay clean, I will finish in the top half.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
All right, so let's see what we're looking at here. Yep, just like I said, 9 laps, 9.4. I've got 10.8. So even if the race, I'm gonna play it safe. And there. I never, if this game were to go to console, I'm not entirely sure I would want crossplay, because because the majority of the console players would probably be using controllers, hand controllers, I mean. So I'm not sure about that. But looking at the big picture, if it did go to console, it would expand the user base, therefore generating more revenue for them, therefore reassuring that Le Mans Ultimate will be around for a while. This idiot right here, unknown, keeps jerking his car up there. He's gonna run into somebody. And he did it. I think he just hit some. I think he just rear-ended that BMW.
Green flag.
Green.
Flag.
On your clear left. Clear left. Car left, clear left.
Eric the Trident said, on your right.
You got that right.
Yellow flag. Car on right side's clear. Clear right. Clear right. Clear right. Incident in sector 2. Yellow flag. It looks like Philip has been hit.
Woo! He nearly got me.
Sector 2 is now green. We think that Britta has gone off. Sector 1. Okay, Clay, don't let this guy distract you. Sector 3 is yellow. Yellow flag in Sector 2, E9.
Woof.
Green flag in Sector 2. Car in front of us is Russell. Sector 3 is clear. Green flag. Come on, keep pushing. leaders, driver.
What is this dude doing?
The leader's just done a 220, 126.
Time was a
10th position.
2:23.53.
Okay, Clay, 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes. Brakes are hot all round. For a mistake. Driver in front is now 0.9. Stay between the lines, please, Clay. Right sides are cold. is leading the race.
Lap 2, 22.55.
The gap to driver ahead is increasing. It's now 1.1 seconds. Okay, Clay, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. We're at the halfway point. This is okay. Keep those exit speeds up. Gone out of track limits. Keep it between the lines. Driver ahead is increasing. It's now 1.2. Okay, Clay, that's half distance. You're looking good for fuel. Driver ahead is now 1.6 seconds.
Lost more time on that. Oh! Oh, my headset just disconnected. I'm screwed. That's a wrap.
All right, Clay, the next car is driver.
Sorry, folks. That is going to break my back.
Andreas said, "Oh man."
We've been
Oh, it
disqualified.
looks like I got damaged too. Oh. I think I know what it was. I think there was an issue with my boundary, or guardian as they call it. The room scale boundaries that I've been drawing up lately have not been holding up. Update after update after update keeps killing that boundary, and the only one that seems to not give me any problems is the stationary boundary, but it's really small. It's about just enough of a circle for you to stand in. So lesson learned. So yep, if this knocks me back down to bronze, here we go again, having to do 5, 10, 20 races to try to get back to silver. Hopefully this will not be enough to send me back to bronze. If it does, then yeah, we got a long road ahead of us this week. I don't know what else to say. I guess I'll just go ahead and call it a night. Now get ready for work in the morning. And I don't know. I'll be back sometime between tomorrow and Wednesday. And all depending on how I feel after I get out of work tomorrow, depending on what the new daily races are on Tuesday. So we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, everybody. My apologies. I'm really disappointed about that. So just part of the PC headaches is what it is. Anyway, we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Until the next one, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king, and deuces. We'll see you soon, everybody.